Every time you decide to give into those moments of weakness, it has a ripple effect on your entire life. Each moment of weakness is chipping away at you, creating a weaker version of yourself. Saying no to those urges that will interfere with your goals also have a ripple effect that impacts your entire life. Taking that path creates a stronger version of you, a happier version of yourself, and a more confident, fulfilled version of you. This is something that we work on in the Grounds Inner Circle each and every day. So I ask you this, do you want to become that weaker version of yourself or your strongest version of you yet? Welcome back to the channel, friends. It has been a minute. Oh, I just ate all that. It has been a minute since I have just sat down and chatted with you and updated you. It's been a while and so much has gone on. So I thought I would just multitask here, do a little chit chat, get ready with me because I got to get ready for the day and update you on what has been going on in my life for the past month or so. I'm not going to talk as much about what I'm doing to my face or else I think we will be here all day. But I can leave some of these items down in the description box below for those girly girls that are curious what I am using. I'm gonna be honest, half the time I am not doing makeup as of late, so I feel a little rusty. This is definitely not a makeup tutorial by any means. However, I am a beauty girl. I love my makeup. I love trying out new things. Been doing a lot more of beauty stuff over on TikTok. So if you're interested, make sure you follow me over there. I want to just catch you all up today. I've really been missing long form content. I've been missing my YouTube connections with each and every one of you. And so much has gone on that I've wanted to share. We just had the anniversary party for the Grounds app down in Houston. That was on November 16th. The app's birthday was technically in October, but we just had this huge event at Alpha Elite that they hosted where a bunch of you came down. It was incredible. It was the most incredible event, and it was also quite scary for me, if I'm being dead ass honest. When I mention becoming a stronger or weaker version of yourself, there's two different types of mindsets. You can be someone who lives in a fixed mindset in terms of how you perceive things, maybe for yourself or others in your life, your own goals, or you could be someone who's more growth mindset focused. And for many years, I have been someone in a fixed mindset where I'm like, that can't be me, I'm not good enough, or I'm too late, I'm too old. All of these limiting beliefs that limit us, that keep us fixed, that don't allow us to grow. What actually allows us to grow is being uncomfortable. And the Grounds event honestly made me super uncomfortable. I had the privilege of being asked by Heidi and the team if I'd be willing to speak at the event about nutrition. And I saw this as an amazing opportunity to not only promote Grounds Inner Circle, but more so to be able to reach women and be able to share what I truly feel is some of the most powerful things that we need to learn and understand in effort to truly seek sustainable change and become the best versions of ourselves. And I want for every woman to have the tools that I now have had and utilized to feel good about myself, to feel successful, to feel excited to work on myself every day, and for it to not feel like work. You know what I mean? It's not to say that sometimes it's not tough or I don't want to lay in bed, but ultimately I feel like this is an easy, effortless part of my life that I want to share with so many women. So I was so excited when she asked me. It was an instant yes from me, but honestly, if I think back to the version of me, gosh, I want to say maybe 5 years ago, right? Like 5 years ago, if I looked at a younger version of myself, I would have wanted to have said yes, but I would have just been doubting myself. Are you capable of speaking to women? Are you capable of speaking to women at this large of an event? My mirror I'm looking into is making me dizzy. It's like bouncing, so apologies if I'm looking down because I'm looking into a mirror. I'm someone that has struggled with self-confidence for so long of my life, And being able to believe in myself and to believe that I can help others and to feel able to speak to a group of women in public, in front of my peers, in front of people that I look up to, is an intimidating experience. And it's not one that I have a lot of practice with. You guys know I've been talking to a camera for years. I do have a lot of talking experience from my former position in the hospital and other things I've done with my career, but not to this scale. I'm just gonna shout out real quick the Charlotte Tilbury Airless Flawless Foundation has been the most repurchased foundation I've ever used in my entire life. And it's also the foundation I get compliments on each and every time I wear it. This is my go-to for full coverage and being able to stay on for as long as I need it to. I do actually have a discount code with Charlotte Tilbury. It's a weird one that I can't remember, so I will have Jason put that on the screen. I'll also list it down in the description box because it does give you 15% off Charlotte Tilbury, which is really nice if you shop their website. I don't believe it can be used with any other deals, but highly worth it. So I love this foundation. I'm using 7 Neutral to Myself Tanner shade. I, immediately said yes to this opportunity and knew in the back of my mind that it also scared me a bit, but not in a bad way. And that's the difference between the old me and the new me, is that the old me probably maybe would have said yes, but I would have just been giving myself all these limiting beliefs the entire time leading up to the event. I would have been telling myself, you're not capable of this, or who do you think you are, talking to a group of women about nutrition and trying to inspire and empower them. I used to see myself as this imperfect human, and because I was feeling imperfect as a human, as a registered dietitian, that I was not capable of helping others. It's so untrue. What makes me imperfect is what also can make me very relatable. I think we always put too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect at everything or to never feel nervous or scared to do things. And if we feel scared, we avoid it. But being scared is where we grow. And this is something that I've truly embraced in myself this past year as I have been growing, as I've been leading Grounds Inner Circle. It's been really important to me to be the voice of change, to be the role model, and to be the leader, and to not only speak it, but to actually walk the walk. And that means continuing to develop myself and my skills and just self-development as a person with how I view life and situations. And so this opportunity was scary for me. I was super nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I had to do a few different tactics to feel comfortable for the event. We were looking at potentially having 800 people there, which that kind of scared me because I couldn't really visualize the audience size. It didn't end up being that many people, but it was still at least a few hundred people, I would say. So yes, I was very nervous for this talk, but the difference with me was my mindset surrounding it. The reason I was nervous is because not that I didn't believe in myself, not that I didn't think I had an incredible presentation to give or have valuable things to tell these women. I believed I deserved this opportunity, and I believe I was given this opportunity for a reason. But the difference is that I wouldn't have thought that way a few years ago. I would have been just fully doubting myself and psyching myself out, telling myself I shouldn't be doing this and you don't deserve this situation. I guess I just bring all of that up because it was a really powerful moment for me. It was just something I'm super grateful for to have had the opportunity. So if you were at the event and you did take the time to sit down and listen to the talk, I really greatly appreciate that. I just feel so incredibly inspired by the team of women that I work with through the Grounds app and just all the women who are members of the Grounds app community, the Grounds Inner Circle. like I said, I was so nervous that day, but we got out there. The vibes were right. The DJ was playing all the right music that honestly for me helped incredibly with my nerves. But the bigger thing was, number one, I was on the stage with all the trainers. In addition, I looked out into the crowd and immediately saw many of you smiling back at me, waving at me, people that I recognized, people that I've met from the community. And it just gave me such a sense of peace and calm. And just remembering the fact that I was there in a group of women who were all there for the same mission. Like, no one was there to tear each other down. And so I instead just got so excited about the opportunity and had the time of my life. I wish the event never ended. It went by so freaking quick, but it was so incredible to meet so many of you and just hear, whether it was the Grounds app or the Grounds Inner Circle, how it's changed your life. I left that event in tears. I was filled with so much gratitude. That's an experience I will never forget. Sadly, it was just too much for me to be able to attempt to vlog while I was there. I knew that was just going to be too much for me to manage, so I didn't get to actually film any of it. I wish I could have, maybe in the future. I would have Jason come with me, but travel-wise, it just wasn't going to work since we had just gotten home from Florida. But what an incredible experience that I just wish I could relive each and every day. I wish that every woman could have this supportive community because it feels so good and it's not fake. It's not phony. It truly is an incredible environment of women just uplifting each other and helping each other out. It's something I truly wish I had as a woman in my 20s. It's a huge reason why I started this YouTube channel in general, was because when I started bodybuilding at the age of 29, there was absolutely, was it 29? 2012, I can't remember, but around there was really nothing yet on the internet. YouTube was brand new. We didn't really know what it looked like to go to a bodybuilding show at that time because we didn't have Instagram yet. There wasn't this powerful social media presence just yet. So that was a huge reason why I had started my journey on YouTube, was to share with other women and to make them not feel as alone and to just help other women out. So I love that I get to celebrate this in all areas of my career now. The event was incredible. If you didn't get to go, I know many women had FOMO. There will be more events. I know they're planning one for next year as well. So highly recommend just keeping that in mind and saving up for it, because so many of the women that went also told me like how it is for me when I go down and I surround myself with a supportive community of women. It has that ripple effect, that effect of being around people who level you up versus tearing you down. And it gives you this magical power where you feel like you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. You can reach for your dreams. And that's how we should all feel. We should all be surrounding ourselves by people who lift us up in that way. And so that's always what going to Houston has done for me. And I saw it happen for so many of the women that I interact with. And I love to see it. So definitely make sure, if you can, carve in that travel for next year. And just circling back to my own self-development, that event really made me proud of myself. And I don't necessarily always have a ton of those moments. You know, I'm still kind of feeling new in my career right now. This is a new area of my life, kind of focusing on my own business. So to go down to that event and to prove to myself that what I'm doing is making a difference. I heard it from the women firsthand. And just being able to engage with women like that, it just gave me that boost I personally needed too. You know, I think we were all nervous that day as trainers going out on the stage. And I think it's important to note that, because I think people just assume that people who they look at as successful don't struggle, or it's not uncomfortable, or it doesn't make them nervous, or there isn't fear as part of that process. And those are actually all the feelings that when you lean into them, greatness happens, growth happens, magic occurs. You know, if you're feeling comfortable, you're not growing. And so the same is true in any area of your life with goals that you're trying to reach. But I do wish Jason could have been there with me. Rewind even more, Jay and I had went to Florida on our annual trip to Universal Studios that we love. This was I should remember how many years it was. 17. This was our 17th year? 16th year. Babe, correct me here. It gets confusing because COVID year did not count. But this is a trip that I feel like some people understand it. I know many of you look forward to the vlogs on here each and every year. We didn't do as much vlogging this year, but I'll have Jason insert some clips from our trip. What I want to say about our trip is it's kind of a non-negotiable for me. It's something that Jason and I both look forward to each and every year. It's the one time that we truly take a break. I mean, I did still have to do some work while I was down there with coaching and everything like that, which is what's great about coaching is you take it on the go with you. I can do my coaching calls from anywhere. I can do client emails from anywhere. I can do social media posts from anywhere. I'm super grateful for that fact. But it is the one time that I feel like Jason actually gets a break. He actually gets some time off to rest a bit, to recover. Although we did the trip we always do this trip intense where we do a lot in a short period of time. And we're usually pretty good about spreading it out because of Jason's health and chronic pain and just ability to manage it all. But this trip is just so important to us because it is truly our one time of the year that we focus on each other. We reconnect with each other. And yes, we live together, we work together, but it's definitely different when you take yourself out of that normal routine and take a trip. I highly encourage it for any couple who want a successful relationship. This trip has been something that always helps Jason and I reconnect, and we always build new memories. We find ways to make new memories, to laugh our butts off, like just belly laughing together about stupid jokes and stuff. It's such a great time for us. And I think, yes, we don't have kids, but I don't think you should use that as an excuse. I think so many couples do kind of neglect their relationship in that way. And I feel like it's something that's made Jason and I's relationship really successful because we do prioritize these types of things at least once a year, this vacation, right? And we were fortunate to go to Cayman Islands together earlier this year too. But the trip was so good for us. It was so needed. We missed the dogs, but we had an amazing dog sitter with the dogs who used to babysit Bruce when he was a puppy. And they did so good with her. So Jay and I were able to just truly relax, not worry about the dogs. We had someone here. So it was just really a good time for us to kind of check out of our day-to-day life and reconnect and have fun. It always feels like we're dating all over again. Like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, we're silly, we're holding hands, we're making out. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. It's so much fun. It sounds stupid, but there's nothing more that I love than going to Halloween Horror Nights with Jason and waiting in line with him to go into a house and just like making out with him. We're in high school again. Sorry, Mom, if that's gross, but it's something that I feel like a lot of couples can't say that they do when they've been together as long as Jason and I have been. We've been together for over 20 years. So it's always nice to still have those feelings, Did not get great sleep last night, which always impacts how I look the next day. So the makeup is, I'm already setting myself up for failure to have a good makeup day. Plus I'm just a little rusty. It takes me a little longer to do my makeup and I feel like I don't have a set routine anymore. So I'm just kind of doing whatever I feel like whenever I do end up doing makeup. I just kind of go with the flow with it. So no set routine here, ladies. Jason and I had such a blast at Halloween Horror Nights. It was actually one of the best years they've had in a long time. So many of you reach out to me and say you really want to go, and I highly recommend it. If you ever have any questions about going or what's worth it or not worth it, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I love being able to meet up with people while we go. We usually do. I was able to meet up with Destiny and Randy, which was so incredible. But yeah, we always try to meet up with people every year. This year, Jason ended up getting a little sick towards the end of the trip, kind of a little sinus situation. So that kind of took us down towards the end of the trip, and we had to end up just relaxing towards the end, which was fine. I think it was meant to be. So we went to Florida, then came home and had that grounds event planned. So we knew Jason wasn't going to go because we had just left the dogs. And in addition, Jason and I are traveling next week. We're going to be going to Turkey. Yeah, the country Turkey. We are going to Istanbul specifically. And it's kind of weird. I want to say this was planned a little last minute, but not really. It's something we had been talking about. We just hadn't really firmed up a date because we were trying to plan it around every other thing we had going on. With Jason's health, he has to be super particular about travel. He can't just go travel anytime I do because of his pain levels, which that's a question many of you asked from me, is like, how's Jason doing? And it's just something I don't really talk about a lot because it's not easy to answer. Like, if I'm just being dead ass honest, how he's doing is not great. It definitely has not gotten better. It's been something we've been trying to tease out over the past nearly 2 years of this chronic pain situation he's been having. Is it the Lyme disease and the chronic impacts of the Lyme disease, because that can truly impact you in your nervous system, in your entire body. And the symptoms from chronic Lyme disease are literally all over the board. From it's an invisible illness for most, but then some people are so debilitated by it they can't walk, they're not mobile, they're cramping up, they're seizing up, and their quality of life is totally compromised. So Jason's been dealing with a level of chronic pain that we're just uncertain if it's part of Lyme or if it's something more going on. And he will describe it as similar to sciatica or sciatica pain. But he's literally had MRIs done twice, gone to PT. Last year we did a full neuro testing that took him months to go through, of all this different testing that ultimately came back and said, we can't really find anything that explains your pain to the degree that you're having it. Therefore, we could just call it fibromyalgia, which is not to say that's not a real diagnosis, but it's also a diagnosis used to just kind of summarize you have chronic pain and we're not truly sure where it's coming from. So there wasn't really a definitive diagnosis, nor were there set answers or resolutions for where to go from here to assist in his quality of life, which has unfortunately completely minimized greatly over the past year. And I won't get into all of that. We're still working on it. I'm honestly trying to get him into the Mayo Clinic because I'm kind of like, I don't know what else to do. We've tried to rule out it being a physiological issue versus the Lyme, and we're just uncertain, and I just feel like we need someone else to look at him and connect the dots. And it's not to say that the doctors here, he has a Lyme doctor who used to be formerly an oncologist. She's shifted over into more integrative health. His doctor is amazing, and he also has a really great primary care doctor too, who doesn't dismiss his Lyme symptoms or any of his pain that's going on. He's always very optimistic and like willing to work with him and really sort anything out. But we just are still left with no answers. So it gets really frustrating, and it's hard for him with his pain levels. So we're still trying to figure that all out. To be honest with you, it's really stressful for me. And I can't imagine what he goes through. But as his partner, it's just really hard to sit back and not be able to do anything for the person you love. And so I don't bring this up a lot because I feel like it's it seems really depressing, and I don't want to be depressing or poor me or poor us, because Jason and I are so grateful. We both live each and every day being so grateful for what we have in this life, for having each other. Our families are healthy. Our dogs are amazing. We have a roof over our heads. We have a ton that we're grateful for. So never meaning to be a pity party, but also I don't want to just take what doctors give us and just say, okay, I guess this is as good as it gets, because I don't believe that this is as good as it gets for Jason. And so we're going to keep working hard to find answers. Follow Taylor Wynn, who's a makeup YouTuber, beauty YouTuber. And I know she's struggled with a lot of chronic pain, chronic illness and stuff. And I know she went to the Mayo Clinic, and it seemed like they helped her get some answers and kind of tie things together. So I have reached out to them. I guess the only place that you can go to that actually gives diagnoses is the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. I didn't realize that. So I'm going to give them a call soon and see if that's what we have to do to get that in motion. And I know it can take months to get in there, but shoot, it can take months to get into a primary doctor where I live. And if we have to go to Minnesota, so be it. We'll take that opportunity to maybe also look at places out there. As many of you know, Jason and I entered a new business this year with an Airbnb that we have in McGaheysville, Virginia, which is going really well. And we hope to do more Airbnbs. So maybe we would use that opportunity to check out land and how things are looking out there. But back to Turkey, because you're probably like, what, if anything, does this have to do with Turkey? There's just never enough blush, you know? So what, if anything, does this have to do with Turkey? One question I have for you guys is, would you be interested in me vlogging while we're in Turkey? And if so, what would you like to see? So the reason we're going to Turkey is for about 6 years now, and I kid you not, Jason has wanted to do some type of hair restoration, hair transplant, etc. Which some of you, I feel like when I tell people that, they're like, huh? He has such a full head of curly hair. However, Jason has had hair thinning for, I don't know, several years now that he noticed. And he's never been insecure with his looks or anything like that. But his hair has always been a big part of his identity. Wow, I should have not done that. I'll fix that. It's always been a big part of his identity, you know, and I totally relate to that. And so for several years, he's done a lot of different things to help with hair regrowth, all the things. We've also gone locally to discuss with plastic surgeons locally what we could do for hair restoration in our area. And unfortunately, the United States is just not the place to do it. I'm not sure how much all of you know about hair restoration, but this is not the place to have it done in the US. Number one, they don't do it as well. Number two, it is incredibly more expensive for what they do. So long story short, Turkey is where it's at to go to do this. Jason has done so much research on this, and we finally found a clinic that we're going to go to, and we head there on December 8th for his procedure. And a lot of people go for overall healthcare too, because what they will do over there, they're just more advanced, and just seems like there isn't as much red tape to get things like MRIs done or do full body workups or get lab work. Whereas in the United States, it feels like you almost have to plead your case and beg. And even then, sometimes doctors won't, or they can't, because of the standards they're held to with their license. So this is something Jason's been wanting for a long time. And we finally committed to it, you know, so we're going. We're not doing anything for his chronic pain while we're there, because, you know, doing too much at one time can also not be a good thing. And the actual recovery for hair restoration is quite a long process. So he's going to have a long road ahead of him in terms of being able to see the desired results that he's looking for. So we kind of just want to go and get this process started for him in the winter time, but you know, he's not going to be able to wear a hat for a while. He's going to be shaved bald. His hair is going to grow in, then it's going to fall out, then it's going to grow in again. So it's going to be a lot for him, but I'm excited for him. He deserves this. He never wants anything. He is a man that never wants anything unless it's like technology, you know, like the newest computer or a video camera, better lighting for our videos. He's just not a materialistic guy, which I love about him. He's a simple man. He doesn't need much, but this is something that's important to him, and I fully support that. So I'm really excited for him. He's, I think, a little nervous with the travel because how his body's been feeling is definitely not ideal for this length of travel, that it's, you know, it's not a quick trip. We're going to have a couple connections getting to Turkey, which I was like, where is Turkey? Turkey is technically touching Europe and Asia. It's like right between the two. So we'll be flying in from the US to Paris and then from Paris to Istanbul. And I'm not sure, they have a ton of packages available. So like the way it works is they'll pick us up at the airport. I probably shouldn't share everything in this video if I'm gonna vlog it, but I guess what I wanna know is would you guys be interested in that experience? If so, like, would you wanna know Jason's actual experience? Because I understand I have more of a female-based audience. I am trying to convince him to film it for his audience, even though his content, Jason Corey on YouTube, you should follow. He's over 500,000 subscribers. I'm so proud of him. It's dog content, yes, but I feel like people follow him for other reasons. And I think it would be nice for him to open up in case other males or even females are having some insecurities with hair loss or hair thinning and want to look into this as an option. It's not sponsored or anything. We're paying out of our own monies, but yeah, let me know what kind of content you would like to see. If you would just like to see my side of things, if you would like to know about how things go for Jason, the healing process. We're hoping we will have one day while we're in Istanbul that we can kind of walk around and maybe see a couple things before we head home. It will be a quick trip, but I would like to take advantage if we can while we're there. The other thing I want to mention, because I will be traveling, Grounds Inner Circle, I've been doing this holiday hustle challenge this month, which has been incredible. I have been running Grounds Inner Circle since June. I can't believe it's already been over 6 months. I can't believe I've been doing this for almost 7 months now. And the holiday hustle has been my favorite time so far. We're doing a monthly subscription service for Inner Circle. And what I realized was I ended up mostly wanting to do curriculum week to week because the personal developed learning is what really helped many of the women in the group and was what really excited many women and has helped them overcome a lot of their own personal struggles. So we decided to look at a model that utilized curriculum and kind of a start and an end date versus just here's an ongoing monthly service, because some people just need the deadline too. Like they need to know you're signing up for something and this is the results you can see and this is the time frame you have to put in the work. So the Holiday Hustle Challenge is closed now. You can no longer enter it. However, I will say I do plan on doing something for the new year. So stay tuned or comment below if you have interest in learning more about Grounds Inner Circle, because I can share those details as we get closer. I really do want to offer something for the beginning of the year when everyone's planning on getting fad diets, because I want to catch people before they get on these stupid fad diets that are not sustainable. I want to help women do this the right way and in a way that helps them become more confident versus making them feel like shit about themselves, that they can't sustain something. And then you feel like a failure. And so you just throw in the towel and give up and then restart. Like that is the cycle that I want to help women end. So definitely comment below if you're gonna want more info on that. So the holidays this year in general are gonna look just a little different for Jason and I. Nothing crazy, but I think we'll probably be laying low a little bit more just because of his recovery. So I'm really hoping to continue to get back into my YouTube game. I did fitness last year where I did 12 videos through the month of December. I had a lot of fun with that, but I feel like not as many people are on YouTube in the month of December. So I'm really curious what videos you guys are liking right now. And I ask this periodically and I always get different responses, but let me know what your favorite videos are to watch on YouTube, because I feel like long form content is just, it's not everyone's cup of tea anymore. A lot of people are just really into short form, including myself. I have kind of switched over into consuming a lot more short form content, which I don't want to say I was anti short form content, but I was avoiding it for the longest time. And now I'm that person that really enjoys some of TikTok and the short form that's offered. So what do you all like from long form content? What are you watching? What would you like to see from me with long form content? I think that it just feels like never enough blush. Also, how are you guys spending your holidays? How are you doing gifts this year? Because I feel like a lot of people are trying to minimize the amount of stuff that they're buying for people. So I don't know. I was thinking about, I feel like I'm not the best gift giver. Jason and I do gifts for each other and usually just give each other a list. Like, he's always really good about finding stuff for me that he comes up with on his own. And I just feel like I'm not as creative. So how do you all go about shopping if you do shop for your partners? Maybe shopping for kids is easier. I don't know. I felt like I was an easy kid to shop for. I wanted anything, you know, like I was just happy with it. But I know this time of year can be so stressful. There's so much pressure regardless of your situation. I think it's a time of year that it's supposed to be the happiest time of year, but it can also just feel really stressful. We put so much pressure on ourselves to make everything perfect and to make every moment magical. Meanwhile, money is just flying out the door, so it can be financially really stressful. I know it's, Q4 for a lot of people in the work environment can get super hectic. I know for me, when I was still in the hospital, it was really hectic. And then even as an influencer, if you will, it's been busy because there's so many deals, and I'm trying to promote those deals, not to hoe myself out, but more so because if you're looking to buy something and I have a discount to give you, I would love to give you that discount. So it can just be such a busy time of the year that I feel like many of us can kind of get lost in it all. And instead of feeling super happy, many of us can tend to feel kind of sad or frustrated or stressed or anxious. Part of why I wanted to create the Holiday Hustle and have an end of year challenge was because a lot of people do just find that it's tough to work on yourself. It's tough to get in your gym sessions and get in your movement, and it's tough to eat healthy with the holiday parties, and how do we navigate those? So that's exactly why I wanted to do the Holiday Hustle and make sure I had an offering for people to be able to get ahead of their goals if they wanted to, but also learn how to kind of proceed through the holidays, giving themselves some more grace and just knowing how to set themselves up with realistic expectations. Because I think that's the biggest thing. Most of us women spread ourselves way too thin. We say yes to everyone else, prioritize everything else because we're people pleasers, and then we don't focus in on our own stuff. We don't value our own needs and goals and wants enough, and we put everyone else's shit ahead of us. So I was going to mention too, if you guys aren't already, if you'll follow me over on Instagram, I'm going to be doing some polls this week because I am still learning pricing for Grounds Inner Circle and what the best price point is for people to, make sure I'm doing the right offerings to capture enough women and also provide what you would expect to be included in a set price point package. So if you are at all interested, in Grounds Inner Circle, which is group coaching, I do weekly Zoom calls, there's educational curriculum, and then there's an entire platform where we all communicate with each other. I'm in there every day checking on people. People are asking me questions. We all help each other out in there, do little mini challenges, etc. Make sure that you do look at my Instagram, and I'm going to run some polls there. Also, just comment below if you have any interest, and I can make sure you're on my email list. I don't know that I usually have that in my description box, but I should. I have been sending out more emails, and yes, sometimes they are promotion based, where I'm letting you know when I have a new offering, but I've also been sending out some emails too, just like updating you on my life or sending out helpful tips for the holidays. So if you want to be part of that, let a hoe know down in the comments. I think I'm going to skip trying to do a wing liner today because I just don't think it's going to work out for me. I want to keep it simple. We're going to do a little light lip, and I think we're going to call it a day. My hair is greasy and weird looking right now. I'm getting my extensions moved up Tuesday in a couple days. This is a new weft of extensions that I have that have like some blonde highlights in there, an effort to not actually wreck my hair. Highly suggest that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I highly suggest it. I just know that I was trying to not ruin my natural hair by bleaching it because, yeah, it was definitely ruining it when I used to do it years ago. I could just chat with y'all for hours. I feel like I have a lot that I haven't just vlogged about. I know some of you were asking about my own personal fitness goals for 2025, if I'm actively working towards any, and I do have some goals planned. I think I'll save that for a separate video to go over that just because this is getting so long and I'm almost done with my makeup here. But let me know if you enjoy these chatty, get ready with me type videos. I know not everyone maybe loves seeing people do their makeup. I love get ready with me. Like watching other people's get ready with me's, I find really relaxing. So even if I'm watching them not to be influenced by makeup, I watch them because I usually find them very, very relaxing. And not a lot of people do them anymore. I just think they're not as popular because you can do this all in short form and have it busted out in 60 seconds and just put all the products down in the description box. But that isn't relaxing to me. So I still am an OG YouTube lover. And I like watching those videos at nighttime to kind of relax and wind down. There's something about it that just is truly relaxing to me. Do you guys feel that way? Or what is your favorite relaxation video? I know sometimes it depends on the YouTuber and their voice and, you know, the coloring of the video, how they're talking. How are we looking? I think this is as good as we're gonna get, friends. I am going to lock it all in with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Ooh. Also wondering if you guys would like kind of a year in review because my life definitely changed a lot this past year from the year before. Just a lot of changes with now being associated with Grounds app. I am doing, I'm still working with Buff Bunny Collection. I am working with Ghost still, and then starting up Grounds Inner Circle, another brand that is tied to Heidi Summers, a sister product of Grounds app, but run by me. I am working with a team, so that is kind of the back end of stuff, but it's just been such an exciting year for me, and it's not all highs. There's been a lot of self-doubt the past year and trying to figure things out and starting something and changing it, and I am still in that journey of just finding the best flow for me, which I think is going to be an ongoing thing for life. But let me know if you would like a video like that. I did one like this last year, but I don't really remember how well it was viewed. But I think that's gonna be it for my makeup today, and I think that's it for updates. This video is probably long enough, so please let me know if you enjoy these types of videos, and I will be vlogging more. Let me know what you would like to see while I'm in Turkey. More to come on the channel, so double check, make sure you are subscribed, hit the post notification bell. Even then, sometimes YouTube doesn't push out my videos because I'm inconsistent, and I started this channel a long time ago. They say sometimes that buries you a bit. I'm not certain, but I'm not going anywhere, friends. So make sure you are subscribed. Thank you for sticking around if you have been part of my community for however long you've been here. I really genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. I hope for those of you that celebrated Thanksgiving, you had a great holiday, and I'll see y'all in the next one.